I had run for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours.
The best revenge is none. Yourself. Forgive, move on, and don't become like those who hurt you.
What's the oldest guy y'all could date?
45.
I like him gray.
Yeah, maybe like 60. I'd say probably 60.
That's the cutoff.
The cutoff, yeah.
Dang, so y'all like him a little more mature.
Rich.
Got that rich, got to handle what they got to handle type shit.
Exactly.
Delusional.
I need a traditional man. Are you gonna cook? No. Do you think you'd be a good mother? Definitely not. Are you gonna work? No. Okay, so what's traditional about you? You know what? I don't know. But I will give him a good BJ if he spends money on me. How are you any different than a...
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I still got it. Okay.
Okay. What color is the bowl?
Huh?
What color is the bowl? What color is the bowl?
Purple. Wait. Green. Oh, the green. What?
Green. My girlfriend has never apologized, not even once. What do you mean she doesn't apologize? I don't know, she always downplays what she does. Even if it's something huge, she'll make it seem like it's not a big deal. Sometimes she'll even change some of the details, and I swear it didn't happen like that. If she can never take accountability for where she goes wrong, that's a huge red flag.
Listen, calling all gentlemen, or lack thereof, I'm gonna tell you right now, every man on the planet, at least in the United States of America, needs a lesson on holding the door open for a lady. I'm serious. My 11-year-old son opens every door for me, opens my car door for me, walks me to my car, doesn't let me close the gate by myself. Right, my 11-year-old, which is about 10,000 times more than what I experience in public with my hands full trying to get in and out of a door. And there are men just like passing by, not holding the door open. Unreal. Y'all need to do better.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Studies have proven that women's brains are more sensitive to negative emotions. It says that when there's a negative experience, that women tend to focus more on the feelings generated by these stimuli, when men remain somewhat passive toward negative emotions, trying to analyze the stimuli and their impact. What does this mean? Well, just remember that this girl's brain is doing the same thing that it's doing when she's talking about the patriarchy.
And since it's so late at night, I would have gotten mugged. And the person would have probably kicked my shins, which is definitely worse for my health than some sugar. And they would have taken all my money too. So by getting boba, I actually saved money.
Do you see how every negative perception was immediately accepted as reality and then used to justify a bad decision? I wonder what it would look like if those feelings got turned into laws.
From which is friend. We don't like the friend zone. Guys especially, we don't like the friend zone. We don't like to be in that scenario, demoted. We think that it's a job, that we get fired and then get rehired and coming back into the same position that we left. Not so. Hashtag. It does not work like that. Especially when interacting and dealing with women, it does not happen like that, y'all. It does not happen like that. It could happen if the probability of that taking place from a female to a male, that could happen because how guys are wired. And if the guy has a primary motivation.
Women are the reason for 60% of divorces, and honestly, I believe it.
It's very true. Most divorces are, in fact, initiated by women.
Because men will ignore you for years and then act confused when you finally leave. Like, don't play dumb. She didn't wake up and decide she was done. She told you 1,000 times what was wrong, and you brush it off every single time.
Now, I understand that this post is supposed to be about how men are the problem in marriages, but a lot of individuals like to conveniently leave out the fact, and yes, it is a fact, that women married to women actually have the highest divorce rates of all. So is it really men that are the problem?
One thing about women, we'll stay until the very last straw. We'll explain it, we'll cry about it, we'll try to fix it, and you still sit there acting clueless.
Well, If that was actually true, then women married to women would actually have the longest lasting relationships, wouldn't they?
When she finally files, suddenly it's where did it come from? It came from you not listening. That's why most women file for divorces.
Okay, sure. But in my opinion, a lot of women, not all, file for divorce because they simply aren't happy. And there's a lot of women that would rather just get divorced than work on the problem.
No one talks enough about how hard it is to let go of the guy who you love and who loves you. And there's so many beautiful blessings in the relationship, and yet you just know deep down that they are not your forever person. And you go through it hoping that that feeling goes away and that the love takes over and that everything works out, because you've never been treated this way. And it's so much of what you've prayed for. And yet it teaches you about self-trust, and that choosing yourself, no matter what the outcome, is always going to be in your favor, because it's not fair for you or the other person to silence that voice.
You know, it's honestly such a hypocritical thing, and I will say it's hypocritical. I am a single mom, but if a woman chooses to be a single mom of a young child, that man is not a good man. Women do not leave good men.
Are you sure about that? Because I think I've been hearing some stories of women leaving good men simply because they are not happy. Here's a few of them.
I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father.
I got a divorce from a good guy, and I kind of want to talk about it.
I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision, and neither one of them were me or cheating on me.
Unfortunately, anyone that has the same attitude as the first woman are going to have the hardest time actually finding a good man. Because if you're divorced and you're a single mom, you're the one that should have a similar understanding to men that are also divorced and are single dads. That is, unless that divorce caused you to be bitter against all men. Or you still like men, but you're targeting your bitterness towards your ex. And believe you me, the only thing that turns into is you into the bitter baby mama, and you're now the bad guy.
I need a name for the opposite of being friend-zoned, because I am so exhausted of having this experience where I think I've made a genuine guy friend. We're laughing, we're having a good time, we're bonding over mutual interests. It just feels very wholesome and fun. And then they say something suggestive, and then I have to either A, not reciprocate, or B, set a boundary, and then they just stop talking to me. And this can happen in any phase of a relationship. Either you've just met or you've known each other for a little bit. And it's so dehumanizing, because it's very clear then that I was only seen as a romantic or prospect and not as a person. If you have a name suggestion for this awful experience, put them down below. Feel free to share your experiences, because I would love to have just a bonding moment with people who have also gone through this.
Imagine being a guy in the dating world right now and having to deal with, are we dating the same person, smear campaigns against me from a scorned woman that you went on a couple dates with, and she decides to go on these apps and talk all this about you just because you rejected her. But if that's not bad enough, other women will chime in, and it's essentially like a tea fest for all the women to talk about you, even women you haven't even met yet. I can't imagine going on a few dates with somebody and having somebody potentially ruin my livelihood, my reputation, and my potential relationships in the future. Women are always the first to scream toxic masculinity, but we're watching toxic femininity play out and nobody does anything. And if you're a woman going in one of these chats or one of these groups trying to defend men, guess what? You get kicked out or blocked if you try to speak up and defend the person. Not only can these men not defend themselves, but it's almost slander against them, and it's perfectly legal and normal in today's society. And we all know that if the tables were turned, which I'm sure there's pages out there about women, that women couldn't handle the same level of hate and disgust towards them about their appearance or their makeup or where they live or their clothes or their height or their weight. And a lot of these women will literally join these groups for no other reason than to chime in on all the spilled tea, as if it's cute to be this kind of toxic or this dramatic towards men you don't even know. The worst part about it is women think that this is funny, but if there's a potentially dangerous guy, you've taken away the whole point, because now you can't tell what's real and what's fake, because women get on there and write whatever they want. And a lot of it is BS, and a lot of men have come forward trying to press charges. But unfortunately, the damage is already done, so even if a man has proof, it doesn't matter. Okay, bye.
A lot of modern women get out of these relationships, and you hear it over and over again. You hear it over and over again. When a relationship fails, he did it. It's his fault. He's always a problem. And a lot of times men will take that on. Modern women will say that men don't, but men will take that on. And it's like, man, what did I do? How can I fix it? How can I correct it? Until the man realizes, oh, well, I might have been responsible for about 40, 45, 50% of it. I'll take ownership for my half of it. But this half was her. She did that. Modern women over and over again will try to put 100% of the blame on you. Not anymore. I'm not the complete and total problem. I might have things to improve on, but it ain't only me in this situation that needs to fix himself. Modern women gotta start understanding that.
Bro, I work out, so I'm not hating, but just don't care about muscles. Black girls don't give a about muscles. Black girl might think you for having too many muscles. White girls, Asian girls, Hispanic girls, they all only care about muscles. Let me tell you why they care about muscles, though. They really don't give a about muscles. Let me tell you why they do. The only reason why they do care about the muscles is because in their mind, they know they do a lot of dumb. So if they ever need someone to take up for them, they have a strong boyfriend that they can always be like, well, yeah, my boyfriend or my dude. That's like in their head, in the back of their head, right? Black girls don't think like this, but all them other races think like that. That's the reason why they care about the muscles. They really don't give a about the muscles, bro. It's all about you protecting them. Again, this goes back to women not really giving a about you, bro. It's about what you can do.
Fresh face out of the shower, your natural face. You can't use 7. What would you rank yourself, 1 to 10?
A 6.
Okay. A 6 is right above average. A 5 is average, right? If you're average to cute looking, if you're below average health from a weight standpoint, and you have 2 children, overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average?
Average.
Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are.
I see millionaires with average women all the time.
They don't have big chest tattoos either. And 2 other kids. Let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man? You said, so I should just settle for an average guy. And I'm like, you're an average woman. Why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money...
You ain't fine enough for no money.
I'm not fine enough for no money.
No. You said you're 6. You don't get money. You get second shift at the plant. God damn. Did you go to college?
No, I didn't. I have my own business.
Congratulations. Don't care. Man, you got 2 children. Numbers together would be average. An average man would be upgrading to get you.
Okay, so I guess we'll be settling for each other.
No, my issue is you said settling for him. That means you'd be getting something less than what you deserve.
If he's not adding to me, then that will be settling, right?
That is why I have no problem telling women to alone.
If you want a man to be chivalrous, traditional, I think you have to be a lady. And I think that there's a lot of, and I think it goes the reverse. If you, as a man, if you want a woman to kind of adhere to certain more traditional gender roles, then you got to be a gentleman. You have to be doing all those things that are, more traditionally associated with traditional gender roles. Okay. I guess my issue is just the expectation seems to persist. Even women who are like super lib or workers or whatever, there's still this expectation on men to be traditional. So you have modern women who want men to be traditional, and it's like,
do you think that's a cry out for help maybe?
crap. I don't care what it is. I'm just looking at it like, I don't know why it would be a cry for help. I'm just saying
Because maybe
that
some
seems
women
like a
yearn
raw.
to be. Maybe
It seems
they
like a
yearn to be
raw deal for
traditional.
men.
They can't be.
Sorry, what?
Maybe some women yearn to be traditional, but it's hard for them. Like there's people who won't look past their past, or they won't even give them an opportunity or a chance. They just kind of see you and they're like, nope.
So speaking of character, who do you think I'm more like, you or mom?
Well, I think in many ways you got that tenacity and that take no prisoner attitude like your dad, and you got a certain fierceness like your dad. But deep down, when you peel back the layers, you really like your mom in many ways too. And I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying, I'm sorry, guys, that she's the way she is. You guys that didn't make the cut,
True.
that's her dad. And
Here, y'all taught me.
Can't be no wimp.
Yeah, you cannot. You got to mean what you say and say what you mean.
That's right.
And that's one thing I'm learning. I actually have learned. I got asked to do a podcast before Brock and I had gone to Chicago, and they were like, "Would your fiance like to come?" And I was like, "I'll ask him." And so I asked him, and he was like, "No," because he's not a podcaster.
Right.
And in my past, I feel
Thank
like
God for that.
Right, that part. In my past, I would have asked him again and again and again, or I would have tried to change his mind.
Right.
And now I'm in a place where I'm not challenging his answers to me. If his answer is no, it's no. Now, before I went, I might say, "Did you want to come do this podcast?" And I told the lady, he probably won't come or whatever's going on. But I'm learning that as a girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever, we have to stop challenging everything that man says just because of what we want.
Yeah, because that doesn't bring peace. You want peace in the relationship for both of you. And like in my past, when I was younger, before I met your mom, like there was a lot of women who always sweated the small stuff. And no guy, if he's honest and if he's true to his feelings, like nobody wants a woman where he can't have any peace, or she's sweating small things that don't even matter, that make a big deal of it. So I would say a lot of women got to learn, don't sweat the small stuff, because a man, all he really wants, when he's with his woman and they are together, and when they have a household, all they really want is peace. A man just wants peace in his abode.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys right today don't even know what that is. Are they scared?
They scared. They don't have a conversation because they scared.
Like, what happened to being a natural man?
Yeah, just a conversation.
Just don't be scared, man.
Man, it's a struggle out here.
Then on the flip side, though, I think a lot of women make these guys scared and insecure because a lot of women don't know what they want either.
Like I'm genuinely pissed the fifth time. I need to go find some grass to touch before I fucking kill somebody. Matter of fact, yeah. Let me pull over. Let me pull the fuck over because I don't even trust myself to drive right now. That's how pissed the fuck I am. Are you serious? Like I am so in love with the bitch who don't want to do shit for me, who I have to beg for an ounce of any fucking thing. Whole time, I have a man who literally wants to send me. We are about to go to a 5-star fucking dinner, and I don't even fucking like this man.
You know what I find interesting about this video? That young lady will probably grow up hating most men, simply because of the one situation she had with that guy. She will grow up and project her feelings that she had from that situation onto most men, because she will not let go of it. And keep in mind, she had a choice. She chose to ignore the guy that wanted to treat her well because she doesn't want him. He's probably not her type, which I understand. But instead of her cutting that guy off, she's leading him on the same way how the guy that she wants is leading her on. It's a vicious cycle. I say this to men all the time. Have respect for yourself. Ladies, the same goes for you. If you know that man is playing with your emotions and leading you on, because he is, and he's probably doing it because he's getting benefits from it, it's up to you to stop it.
You know, a lot of these modern women continue to talk about how men are optional. Men are optional until they get into their 30s and 40s and they need help. Men are optional until they need somebody removing their suitcase off the plane, filling up their gas, changing their tires, and all that. And that's when men become a necessity. That's when men become a necessity. A lot of modern women like to talk a lot of trash, say a lot of stupid stuff until it's time to actually get to work. You got your little nice fancy job, and I'm not saying that you ain't been working, but when it's time to get to work, you ain't nowhere to be found. Oh, let the man do it. Or maybe the man can do it. Or we don't need men. You see, I'm thinking about that CEO that was like, oh man, we're gonna buy an island and you know, we don't need men. Men ain't allowed here. Stupid, silly behind had to have men come in and build the island for her. And that mug crashed and burned. Silly.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but what, Kiki?
We like men who do men, like cars, sports, pick us up in the bedroom. I had to throw that in there.
Pick us up in the bedroom, slam us against the wall.
It's just like manly men. Can y'all act like that, please?
Go to war.
Not this war, though.
Build a house. Rebuild a car.
Y'all not girly girls.
Yes, we are.
Look at her feet.
Her fit is so cute. I know we done seen some dust that you be dealing with. Don't get something from kids.
Now the game. Shut
But the ones we seen, we're judging you from.
I ain't seen some of y'all.
Mine look fine. They just broke. I don't got no broke. I already said this is souvenir stuff.
Period. Y'all. Tonight. I don't know who needs to hear this, but what? Drop.
To the men who stand up when you wipe your ass, sit down. You're not supposed to stand up when you wipe your ass. It's not the optimal position to get everything. This needs to be said, because I know these stand up.
Wipe your ass like a cat.
I knew it. Stop standing up to wipe your ass. Sit down, bend over a little bit if you got to.
Touch your toes.
And wipe.
When you in the shower, spread them cheeks.
Swirl it a little bit. You want them to finger themselves?
You want them to finger themselves? You gotta clean them. I don't know who needs to hear this, but subscribe to 520 Mafia today. Tonight.
It's the misery in these women that will not allow them to be happy for another woman, and that's sad. That's facts. When y'all get on here and y'all see a man say, the worst thing you could be is a woman's first good man, y'all hear that all the time. They be like, if you a woman's first good man, you're cooked. That be why. Women chase away good men all the time by having that mindset. Some men that had to jump through so many hurdles and obstacles just to get to the point where Shawty was in that video. Some men had to do 1,001 things just to get a smile out of somebody. Imagine being that man that do 1,001 things to get a smile out of somebody, and they purposefully holding back because of some trauma that they went through in their past. I don't know if y'all know this, but good men know when it's time to step away too. Not every good man is gonna sit around and wait for you to get over whatever you got going on the inside. That's not what make a good man a good man. Sticking around while somebody play mind games with you and self-sabotage, that don't make you a good man. That's why some of these women be on here saying, oh, I was with a man and he just stopped hitting me up. Oh, I was with a man and then I just stopped hearing from him, or he switched up. No, he didn't. You start acting exactly like some of these women. And that man got tired of that and he left it alone. It's some women out here who really believe that a good man is just some patient-ass doormat. They're just gonna be there for you to walk over and be there every time you need them at your feet. It's not... Good men don't gotta go through that. Some women simply need to heal. Some women just need to heal. That's the bottom line. And some people simply just don't know how to love. Some people was not raised around love. Some people never seen love. They never experienced love close up. The closest they're gonna get to love is a Tyler Perry movie.
Gonna be honest with you fellas, I think women have officially lost their mind. I heard a woman on this app say, men aren't yearning enough for me in 2026. Yearning for what? All of y'all are saying y'all don't want to go 50-50. Y'all want to go 100-0. I'm supposed to be yearning to pay all your bills. Okay, I'm supposed to be yearning for the responsibility for everything that goes wrong inside your life. Women want men to yearn over them, but every time a woman is asked what they're looking for in a man, the first thing they talk about is money. Money! The first thing y'all talk about is money! Why in the would anybody yearn for that? You're not my other half, you're my other bill. You're not my significant other, you're my significant liability. And I'm supposed to yearn for this? Make it make sense. Like anytime a woman brings up a man, it's always what the man can do for the woman, what the woman can take from the man, what the woman can receive from the man. It's never what the man and the woman can develop. It's never about what the man and the woman can grow. It's always take, 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 take. Why would someone yearn for that? Unless you have some type of like humiliation kink, like dead ass. Dead ass. I mean, a lot of times, you know, when women talk about men on this app, they talk about us like we're not even human, you know? And that's really the perspective towards men in society. We are just tools, right? I mean, I've accepted this viewpoint. You know, if you haven't accepted it yet, give it some time and think about it. Think about what would happen to you as a man if you were to stop doing stuff for people. If you were to stop paying for things, if you were to stop building stuff for people, remodeling, moving crap, just being useful, being a tool, right? Imagine what would happen to your life as a man if you were to stop being a tool that is to be used in society. Think about it.
Did you correct a gesture? So if you're with someone, you going to get an oil change. Oil change is $150. They only give you $100. You didn't ask for the money. You didn't ask for it, but they gave you a half gesture. So you...
Did you tell him how much these things cost?
Yeah, if he'll ask, he'll be like, hey, how much is the oil change?
And you'll say 150 and he'll send you 100.
Yeah.
Now, that's crazy. Are you married?
About to be.
So what's the problem? You already signed up.
I am appreciative of his gesture because he didn't have to do it.
So why is the correction not with your acceptance, but with his action?
That's good.
I have an issue with a man that I'm telling is $150 and he's giving me $100. So now I'm thinking about your leadership. Now I'm thinking about other ways that you're going to short me. Now I'm thinking about how you also going to be frugal and petty and penny pinch in other departments, right?
So you mean to tell me you are going to question this man's leadership? You're going to question whether or not he going to penny pinch and be petty, and what else are you going to shortchange me on because he gave you $100 towards your $150 oil change that you never asked him for help with? I am willing to bet that they still live in two separate households, which means that man got his own bills. And somewhere in y'all's brain, y'all have created this fantasy that men should just have an unlimited amount of money and be able to give you whatever you want, when you want it, how you want it. Somewhere in y'all's mind, men should not pay their own bills in order to pay yours. But I thought y'all was boss chicks. I thought y'all had big bags. I thought y'all was getting to the money. So a man giving you even $150 shouldn't be a big deal when you got plenty in the bank. If y'all really had all the money y'all said y'all had, that man giving you $100, $150 wouldn't make or break you. So why are you making this be a gesture thing? He gave me a half gesture. He didn't have to give your ass nothing. It's just so baffling to me that sometimes, no matter what a man does, it is never enough. Right? Because this right here is going to keep a lot of y'all single.
You know, for modern women, it just, all that main character energy, all of that I'm the prize silly mentality, all that the world revolves around me type of stupidity didn't caught up with them. Y'all wasn't that fine to begin with. And you had this little, I'm the prize. I'm gonna be, I need to find a man to put me in my feminine, my soft girl era. I'm looking for a man like that. You wasn't never the prize. You wasn't never anything to be desired. You just kept hollering. And you got maybe a few men to send you a little money, send you a little $30, $40 here and there, pay for your gas here and there. Might take you out. But men are seeing, men are figuring out this ain't nothing to her. This woman is narcissistic. Do you call men narcissistic? This woman is a real narcissist. This woman's got problems. This woman is conceited. This woman needs therapy. And when men started figuring that out, then all of a sudden, you ain't got no more options.
She is in fact aware.
I'm a hybrid. Bad bitch. Weird.
If anybody knows what a hybrid is, please write in the comments, because I don't know what that is. And it's weird to me because women always say, I don't like when a man calls me, that's derogatory, but then they call them. Listen, I don't know.
And I just want the men that appreciate women who are weird but also pretty to find their way to me.
Am I bugging? You just said you're weird. Why would any man want to find themselves to you? Like, he's losing at the end of the day.
I don't think I can. The cool niggas, they're not quite They're not for me. Like, it's like, you can buy things. You can buy things, and I don't want anything.
People on to the streets.
I want to know who you are.
She's definitely lying. She wants you to buy her things. And my question to you is, how many cool have you been with to come to that conclusion?
Whore. I was born in the wrong era. I was born in the wrong era, and
No, you're not. You're not. You just don't know how to pick men.
I'm glitching. I'm glitching like a I am glitching. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to.
Now, I told you she's weird. I ain't believe me. But that's not the main point of the video, right? I want to show y'all something when I went on her page. Now, that's her. And she's talking about today she got baptized. Thanking God and I guess everybody that supported her. The main thing is you have a big platform and you're talking like this, that you're a hype, a weird, and all the other is in the book. So I personally think that this baptism didn't help you for nothing because you're still this and you can't find a man to save your life. Y'all can read what you wrote. Me personally, I think she is a lost cause. But what do y'all think? Write in the comments. And maybe she needs to get a second baptism because I don't know. I don't think this helped. I really don't think this helped. That's just me though.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I regret leaving my ex-husband at the time that I did. I could have waited for longer. Like, I had already been numb for 3 years. I didn't feel anything. I did not care. I stayed because I didn't think that life could really get any better, and I didn't really care what happened to me, and I knew I couldn't really do it alone, like for a multitude of reasons, but because my child is very difficult. We had nobody in Colorado, completely isolated, and even now that I'm back in Oregon, I still have nobody. I don't have family. I'm completely alone. I stopped working full-time over 3 years ago. My health was deplorable. Like, I literally could not do things like lift my child by myself. How was I going to be a single mother? I relied on the military health insurance and his paycheck, and for about a year, we got a babysitter once, twice a week so that I could go substitute as a break from my kid, but I stayed home so that we didn't have to pay daycare costs. And then he stopped going to work, stopped going to the military, so have not had to have daycare costs. We had a house that I loved, we had to sell it. It was like $18,000 that we had to bring to closing because the market is so bad. Not only was there the financial security, but I also had someone to tag team the kid when I needed a break. And now he's like legitimately the only person that I can rely on to help me with the kid. And he gets him for like 4 to 6 school days a month, and those are the only days that I can work. Next year when he's finally in kindergarten, I can go back to work full time, but the only school that he could take the bus to is the school that he went to preschool to for a month, and he did not succeed there because they only speak in Spanish. I really want him to go to a charter school because I think it would be better for him, and there's only a few locally that would work, but I would have to drive him to and from and pay for before and after school care, which depending on the school would be $500, $600, $700 a month. I paid $200 in electricity the last couple months for my 800 square foot apartment that I keep at like 66 degrees. Teaching salaries in Oregon are a little bit higher, about $70,000 for me before taxes, which are a lot, and the cost of living is so much. I want to know what the cost of healthcare is going to be because they raised the rates, and I'm ill, so I guess I'll just... I've been trying to convince my ex, who is medically retired and makes VA disability every month and is in an RV, currently staying about an hour away from me, that he should move closer to me so that we can work out a better schedule so that I have more chance to work, and next year he could maybe pick the kid up from school every day so we wouldn't have to pay for childcare costs, but he doesn't want to do that. But don't forget that he keeps saying that he wants more time with our child and that he supports me and wants to be there for me in any way he can. And on top of all of this now, the state of America. Like, don't get me wrong, the weight of being in a terrible marriage being gone is fantastic, and being able to date women, even better. But I didn't have to sleep with them anyways. I just feel like, as a pros and cons girl, the pros, not as great as the cons for the next couple years.
Okay, I have a question for all of the single straight men. What are you doing? Because every single day, I walk out of my front door to the most beautiful, gorgeous, just goddesses of women walking around living their best life like they're just not heaven on earth. So what are you doing? Why are you fumbling the bag? Why are you single? Why are you not just snatching up all of these amazing, beautiful, smart, educated, sexy women? Because they're everywhere I look. Get it together.
Okay, I have a question for single men in their 30s who have their lives together and just haven't found the one yet for some reason. So if I was a single lady in my 30s and I wanted to meet you, where would be the best place to go? just asking for a friend. Please.
Are they at the gym? Are they at a bar watching football? Are they on a hike? Are they at home doing additional work? Are they at the driving range? Are they getting brunch with their friends? What does a 28 to 40-year-old single man's typical Saturday look like? I'm trying to integrate experiences where I get to meet the male species. Every time that I've tried to do that, the places that I end up tend to be proliferated with 24-year-old men screaming at a television about football.
Question for the guys. So, is it a turnoff if a girl is confident enough and asks you out? Or should we wait for you? What exactly is the line here?
Okay, so men. Why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? Women are hating men, and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? All you men into men now? I'm so confused. We're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused.
Now, I'm going to have to pause the video here and answer these questions. First of all, no, at least most of us are not into men. We are definitely into women, and we do not hate women at all. We actually love women. What the problem here is that you guys need to understand that we are not as self-obsessed as you guys are. We love women, we want women, but we don't want this kind of woman. Because this kind of women, they want men for one specific reason only. They want men to actually worship them, to make themselves feel better about themselves. And these are the exact kind of women we are avoiding. Now, for the question about where we are hiding, I'd say away from you guys. Thank you for watching.
The reason why all the men are not doing anything is because they're all distracted by sports. If you think about it, all these men out here who strive to be an athlete because there's so much purpose and they get so much male validation, and it's like their highest honor is to be an athlete, whether it's NBA and NFL, UFC, whatever the fuck, okay? It's the biggest patriarchal scam, and I'll tell you why. They are famous and paid to play the exact same game weekly, seasonally. It doesn't advance. They may get better in that craft of the game, but they're not advancing. It's the same play every single game. And all those men who are athletic, using their bodies, could be using their bodies literally helping the earth right now. They could be tearing down the moldy buildings, tearing down all these like infrastructure cities and rebuilding and making complete beautiful architecture. They could be using their bodies to defend their actual land and women and kids, but instead they're playing football every single week for no reason. That's what patriarchy is. And if you think about it, like, I get it if they made the stakes higher and it became like deadly, like, okay, robots and fire and fight to the death and all these things, like, they don't do that. It's the same boring ass game. And men are so programmed to enjoy watching the same game every single week. Go and eat popcorn and hot dogs and beer and stare at men making a goal, kicking a ball in a basket, throwing a ball in a basket, touchdowns. Why are they so excited? It is so stupid. I cannot stand sports. The only good thing that I think sports should be created is whenever men in their hometowns and their neighborhoods and their families and kids are learning teamwork and playing for fun, and they do it, but it's not their job. It's like a hobby. Like when you watch Harry Potter, their job isn't their game. It's a hobby. It's for fun because they deserve a break. No, this is men's jobs. It's their job. And they may make other money with their money, like real estate or their own businesses. And that's different, okay? But I'm talking about how majority of them, their entire life's purpose is to play the same game.
I'm single by choice.
You wanna believe and cope that you're single by choice?
I could prove it to you.
You can prove it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
I got a lot of self-loving to do before I get to get in a relationship with anybody else.
Yeah, girls like to say, I'm waiting. I need to work on self before I get into a relationship.
No, but I feel like that's generally what I want to do. I want to really bring something to the table versus my looks when I meet a man. So I feel like I want to be mentally stable. I want to be emotionally stable. There's a lot of things that I feel like I want to be before I can share my life with another human.
That's fair. Yeah, I would say that everyone needs to self-improve. They should self-improve before they get into a relationship. But currently right now, do you think that you can find the man that you want?
I haven't really been looking. I feel as though if I were to come out of the places and where I could meet a man, I'm sure I would find a man that can somehow, somewhat get my interest, yeah.
Got you. What I'm saying is, have you ever came across, like, you get a lot of guys that I'm sure you said you were a bartender, right? Mm-hmm. So you get a lot of guys that approach you at the bar to try to hit at you. You get a lot of guys, even if you walk into Walmart, they approach you. A lot of guys in your DMs. With that being said, you're always getting a lot of male attention.
Absolutely.
In regards to the male attention that you get, is there any man that is like, oh, this is my type. This is the guy that I actually want?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so there it goes. Since you've never got attention from the guy that you want, because women advertise themselves. Since you advertise, you don't approach men, right? No one approaches men. Girls, do y'all approach men?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
if he's really, really, really hot and we really, really want him, yes.
That's fair.
But that's rare.
Yeah.
But have you done it though?
Yes.
They probably, those who probably did it, because remember, she's 40 and she's 50, so they got a little bit more time and a little bit more experience, so they're probably out, approaching some men. But Maria's 34, so you don't really approach men, right? You advertise yourself and men approach you. And since you've never got attention from the man that you actually want, this would mean you're not single by choice, right? For example, I'll let you speak real quick. For example, men, we actually pitch ourselves to women, right? So we don't advertise, we pitch. And we pitch ourselves to women. It would be just like if a guy said, never get the chick I want. Because he's approaching chicks and either getting rejected by the women that he wants. That's basically what it is. So every woman that he wants, he gets rejected. But the women that maybe he don't really want, they accept his courting process. Make sense? Just think about it. Like, there's some guys you just know. Like, if this man slid in your DMs or if this man came to your club and made it rain, you're going to be like, man, I'm trying to go home with Tyrone. There's some guys like that. All ladies, you have this type of man out there. That's all I'm saying. So I'm sorry, Maria, you can speak.
And I know we like to talk about men, passport bros, men going overseas to find their wife or, going maybe somewhere else or one outside of their race. They like to clown them because they're doing, oh, you're not a real man. You ain't able to do this. And you can say whatever you want. But if you didn't have such a bad attitude, if you weren't entitled, if you didn't have that stupid, I don't need a man energy, then it wouldn't be an issue. Men wouldn't have to hop on a plane, hop in the car and go to another city, or turn from you in the club, look at another woman and say, hey, how you doing? My name is James. Can I buy you a drink? Yeah, sure. Nobody's asked me all night. Yeah, for sure. Hey, since I'm buying you a drink, you mind if we dance? Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. Hey, I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. I really do enjoy dancing with you. Mind if I get your number? Maybe we can do it again sometime. James. Wow. Absolutely. Hey, there's a nice taco spot. I've been seeing it for about a month now. I really didn't have anybody to go with. I wanted to see if you were down. Yeah, what time do you want to go? I mean, I'm coming home from work right now. I'm in the area. I can just come swing by and pick you up. Give me 15 minutes to get, I mean, I'm not going to look my best, but give me 15 minutes to get ready. It's that simple. It's that simple. It really is.